your bed in my head, facing the wall, trying not to wake you, making myself small. I learned quickly complacency and how to make you stay with me, but taking it back all the time wasn't good for my mind, my mind. And love ain't built on hiding what you're feeling inside. I woke up every night this, and when I drift back down, I remind myself all I have is me now, me now. I've got me now. I felt the weight of your silence wrap around my... If I see my old friends, we'll go out dancing. If we go out dancing, then we'll go to the bar. If we go to the bar, then there's gonna be drinking. If I drink, I won't see where you are, so I don't see my old friends. I go dancing, I don't do
Hey,
Hey,
Allison Mahal.
Jamie, how's it going?
Good. Okay, so how do I pronounce your last name, Allison?
Mahal, like
Mahal.
Taj Mahal.
Okay, love it. Okay, cool.
I
I'm glad
would
we
like the Taj Mahal, but it's pronounced like that.
Oh my God, I love it. Look at you, Allison. Oh my God.
You're from Nashville.
In the virtual flesh, Allison Mahal. Mahal. I love it. I love it. Well,
Yeah.
Allison, what can I say? What a talent. I mean, but also what a great human. You know, I mean,
Well,
we've connected for almost a year now, 9 months, 10 months or so, and you know, I've gotten to know you, and you're such a great human, a great talent, great artist,
thank you.
and I think it's long overdue that you were here on the show.
Thank you. Well, likewise, you're also just a ray of positivity and kindness, which is not rare in the music industry, but it's very well appreciated when you come across it in the music
I
industry.
appreciate that. I appreciate that, Allison, and of course your new EP, you know, Me Now, it's out now. It's been out for a minute. The first time I heard Me Now, Allison, I remember it was like a Friday, maybe in December or something, like 11 a.m. I was in Miami working in the office, editing or something, and I just couldn't stop. I played it like 8 straight times. I just couldn't. It's such an empowering and beautiful song. I just remember
Thank you.
it stuck with me. It was like such a great first single, Allison.
Thank you so much. That means a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I was very excited to release that, and it just felt right in my gut that that would be the first single, and it felt right that I would call the EP that. And
Yeah.
it was such a theme in my life of just having your own back and standing by
I
yourself
love
when
it.
you're going through hardships. So thanks. It's nice to hear that you
Yeah, no, it was awesome, and you know we'll chat about it. We'll chat about
yeah.
Mustangs, Little Blue, the whole thing. But first of all, Allison, I mean, like you're busy, right? These are busy days for you, right? Because I see you're working hard. You know, videos, promotion, you know, the new singles. Like you're working really hard right now, right? You're busy.
Yes, it was the busiest. I mean, having this EP to focus on during 2020 was such a blessing because it was just, you know, a source of positivity and of just something I could pull my whole heart into that I was so passionate about, which it was really in other ways, music, it was hard to be creative in 2020. And for a lot of my, you know, artistic friends, it was an ongoing conversation with them of, isn't it a weird time to write and a weird time because we don't feel inspired?
Right.
So in that regard, writing, you know, is kind of where I struggled in 2020, but making and creating this EP, I'm so just like thankful that I had that to work on, and I could do it safely with friends, doing, you know, virtual sessions and wearing masks and doing it. But yeah, so this was like the busiest summer of finishing up the EP, and then it was just a whole other art form of trying to promote it my best of my ability because I'm so proud of these songs that I've sat on for
Yeah.
a few years now. And now it continues to be busy in 2021, which is great. I'm currently moving my house, and I'm moving just a block and a half away from my current house. So I'm moving,
Okay.
I'm working every day, and then I'm also finding a way to just wrap up this EP in this kind of era of these songs in my best way. And I'm not ready to say goodbye to it yet. So I'm currently, it's not announced or anything, but I'm working on an alternative version of one of the songs off the EP.
Awesome.
to kind of release and to not say goodbye to that era, but just to celebrate it a little bit more.
Sure.
But yeah, my producers and I are working on new music right now, which is awesome to say because I have been writing lately, and it's something new for me to write songs in the moment and then be able to take it to my producer Van the next day and be like, I just am bouncing around with these ideas, and he's like, let's kind of put a track behind it. And doing things in the moment feels really, really right with me right now, and it feels good. I have no plan of, what's next of what I'm going to release, but creating right now feels good, and it's keeping me very busy.
I love it. You're going through
Yeah,
a prolific phase. I love it. I love it,
yeah,
Allison. And okay,
yeah.
so you grew up in Lombard, Illinois,
Yes,
about
yes.
22 miles, 22 minutes west of Chicago.
Mhm.
And how did music come into your life, Allison? I heard there was a piano in your house where you would spend just hours jamming at it.
Yes, music came into my life at such a young age. Both my parents are, they are big music fans of, playing records and introducing me to artists at such a young age. My dad introduced me to, Tom Petty and the Rolling Stones, just all of those great songwriters, but also just rock bands. And
Yeah.
the rock I have is totally comes from my dad. And even performing live, that comes from my dad's side of, that's where I get the zest from. And
Hmm.
my mom, she's worked at a jazz magazine for 15 years. And so she's shown me a bunch of artists that I feel like I would have never kind of come across by myself. But they both signed me up for piano lessons when I was maybe 6. I used to see my sister do piano lessons. She's a few years older than me, and I was really little and too young to start yet. And I would go to these lessons with her, and I would just like be coloring in the corner, but also like inching my way to the piano and also wanting to play. My mom was like, okay, my oldest daughter's not interested in this, but I think the youngest is. So it started with teaching myself piano, but then taking lessons for years with the same instructor. And then for my 12th birthday, my dad bought me a guitar, and that kind of kicked off my inspiration for wanting to write my own songs and teach myself. And I did voice lessons as a kid, and then super into musical theater. And so music was just all around in many different mediums, in many different ways, whether it was musical theater or writing my own stuff or just
Yeah.
listening to music with my
I
parents.
love it. So your
Yeah.
sister and your brother, they did not really get the bug. You did.
Yeah, I only have, it's me and my sister, and she's a couple
Gotcha.
years, yeah, a couple years older than me. But yeah, she enjoys and appreciates great music. But yeah,
Yeah.
I got the music with the music bug.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, you start playing, like you said, you start doing all this stuff. You're part of, for example, Chicago's Got Talent, like in the suburban Chicago's Got
Yep.
Talent performance,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
You performed that song "Where My Heart Is" with that little colorful, nice dress.
Uh-huh.
What do you remember from like a competition like this,
Oh my
Allison?
gosh, where are you pulling this information from? That, yeah, I totally forgot about that. Yes, I did all of those things.
Yeah, yeah, totally. But were you
Yes.
nervous? That's like kind of
Well,
like a big stage.
yeah, my parents, just my mom mostly signed me up for talent competitions. Not out of my, I was excited to do too. And I guess I had nerves as a kid, but I also was just so out there and so just like, they always used to say, what color is it in your world? Because my mind would be in so many different places creatively, and just like as a spunky kid with a lot of life in her. And so she's like, let's put her energy on the stage and see what happens. And
I
I
love it.
loved it. Yeah, I performed, little elementary school talent shows. And so when I did that song, which I haven't thought about that song in so long, was one of like my first originals I wrote on the piano. Yeah, it was a nerve-wracking thing, but when I'm on the stage, it kind of just goes away, and it's more
Yeah,
of just a creative outlet where
that's
it's just,
amazing.
I'm focusing in on me and this song. But definitely leading up to it, in every regard, I get nervous. I yawn a bunch of times, and I like try to handle the nerves that way. But yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You're such like a complete artist, right? Like at Willowbrook High School, you were also part of the Witch, right? You,
Oh my gosh,
no, no,
I
no. You were like the major role, right? In the Into the Woods or
yes,
whatever.
yes. Yeah, I did musical theater. I tried
Hmm.
out sports in middle school, and I quickly realized I
That
was
was not your jam, yeah.
not my jam. But musical theater in high school, I mean, I miss it. I think about doing it in a community setting in Nashville, in my 20s. I really want to, when it's safe again.
Yeah.
It's something on my bucket list of, I want to reintroduce that to my life, because acting and also just doing music in musical theater, it's a different medium, but it's so creative, and I
Yeah.
absolutely love doing it. Yeah.
I mean, that's a big role though. Like I remember from like high school, like those musicals were like a big deal, and you got like a big role, you know?
Yeah, well, I did speech team all throughout high school and all throughout college as well. I competed in the speech and debate team at
Yeah.
Belmont, which I think helps me be fine to do public speaking and to be on stage. Also, with my music, it's helped me to just be a more confident performer and to look someone in the eye without wanting to throw up
I
on the
love it.
side.
I love it, Allison. Okay, so like I'm telling you, your journey is just fascinating. Okay, so you come here to Belmont University,
Yep,
beautiful, beautiful school, by the way. I drove by it last night. It's just like stunning.
it is stunning.
Your dream school. And okay, so I need to understand like your focus because I was
Yep.
like, what an organization, like what a focus, right? You're working on your music because you released Little Blue your junior year.
Uh-huh.
You're also Dean's List, and you're a crucial part of like you mentioned that a state championship winning debate team, Allison. So a bit to unpack there.
Yes.
So okay, so let me start with the music.
Okay.
How was the writing and musical creative process while you're doing the other stuff? Like how was your schedule like?
Right. Well, music and especially writing for me, and it's equally can be frustrating at times, but it's something that I've always just done when it's felt right, which is something a battle that I currently am like, I need to just be better about more discipline and sit down and write. But in college, in that time period that you're referencing, like whenever I was writing, it was purely just for me, and it's because I wanted to, and it's, I still write so many bad songs and so many bad lyrics, but it's like you don't have to worry about that. You just have to worry about kind of releasing what you have on your heart and on your mind. And for me now, for example, that song took me months to write, and it just that first verse is all I had for
Yeah.
so long. And the others, you just keep chipping away at it when it feels good to sit down and do that. But during that time specifically, yeah, I was writing for me. I was writing when it felt good, when I wanted to. I was playing writers rounds with my friends at Belmont at like the Curb Cafe. I was playing a lot at Belcourt Taps, which is
Cool.
like, yeah, I don't know if you've been there yet. Well, it's weird with COVID times to go explore
Right. No,
live
yeah,
music.
I went to that bagel shop across the street.
Okay, yeah.
That's like as more Belmont as I've gotten in. Great bagels, by the way.
Yes, very good bagels. I
Yes.
do love proper bagel. Definitely recommend to anybody. But yeah, I think it does my zest for just head down to the ground. I want to do this, I want to pursue this came from actually when I was still at Belmont, but I think it was 2017. I was home for the summer,
Hmm.
and I waitressed over the summer, and I loved that. But I was like, I can't just only do that for a whole summer while I'm home. Like I need to just be motivated in my days. And so I applied for an internship, and I didn't even tell my parents. I just applied for this internship in the city for a suburban kid who doesn't have a car, to apply for this internship that's 2 to 3 times a week that's in the city. And I got it, and it was at this music rehearsal space called Music Garage. It's like part studio, part rehearsal space
Cool.
where all local musicians go. Yeah, it's a great place. And I was just working the front desk, and I was cleaning rooms, and I was setting up rooms and interacting with
You're
Chicago
learning
musicians.
like a
I'm
sponge. That's
learning.
awesome.
But at that internship, on my first shift, I met Van Isaacson, who has been my creative
Nice.
collaborative partner since 2017. He's one
I
of
do
my
believe that.
best
Wow.
friends, and he co-produced the Me Now EP. But
Yeah.
he was the one who was like, "You do music?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do it, but it's just for me. I'm not really like an artist." And
Awesome.
he's like, "You're an artist if you're writing your own songs." He was the one who kind of
Interesting.
helped me with gain my confidence in myself to be like, this is something you could do that's very attainable. And
Okay.
so him and I would write together, and then he would produce demos of my songs, and we both have grown so much since the Music Garage days. And he now lives in Nashville with his girlfriend, but so we're continuing
Perfect.
our, yeah, creative
Oh,
partnership.
that's wonderful. Well, that's a cool story actually. That little detail. That made
Yeah,
the
and so
internship worth it. Yeah.
that really that internship. And then when I went back to Nashville, Van would come and he'd drive, and I, pay for his gas money, and he before he had a car, he would take, the Greyhound bus like twice a month to come to Nashville, produce my
Nice.
stuff, go back to Chicago, and
That's awesome.
that's what really, started it all in college.
That's awesome, Allison. What a great story. Shout out to him. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, so let's talk about the new songs for a little bit. Me
Okay.
Now, obviously, it's like you said, it's a story of flirtation, of regret, the magic of like feeding that inner strength within yourself. Uh, you were talking about coming back from a failed relationship. Correct me if I'm wrong, Allison, but don't you think, Allison, that like this song has resonated so much with people? Because during the pandemic, we all strive to come back from something, like a good comeback story. Like
Mhm.
we've all got knocked down in some way or another, and like Me Now is like an anthem of like, man, put it to the side, come back, the new you.
Mhm.
Don't you think?
I would agree. And it's exactly that. I wrote that song. The origin may be it started off as a weird, sad breakup song, but it really grew and it really blossomed into just um, something way stronger than that I didn't even imagine it would become. And I think it continues in my own life. I'm in a relationship now that's healthy and that's happy, but there are individual battles we each face,
Yeah,
especially in 2020. Where that song has definitely, I think, played a big part in kind of reminding me to be, you know, you're the new you. You can always reinvent yourself. You can always strive to do better, to, start a new day with a clean perspective. So I really love that you recognize that, because
no, yeah.
it's not just a breakup song. It's definitely about having your own back.
No, it's deep. Like the lyrics are deep. Like there's depth there, Allison. Like Mustangs, right? It's like, okay, it's the memory of what could have been, and like the
Right.
regret and all that stuff. Why do you think it's so hard, Allison, for people to like move on from the past? It's because it's
Oh,
tough. Yeah.
I could have a TED talk about this. That whole EP, especially Mustangs, yes. I don't really know why. I think a lot of it is it's the hope that something could work out. It's the hope that you give yourself that I don't know, in Mustangs particularly, in that song, it's a little bit bitter, but it's mostly hopeful. If you like, there's
Yeah,
a lot of, kind of jaded, like
I agree.
there's a lot of jaded, moments in that song, but it's a lot of just hope also. If I wanted it to work out, I hope this person is doing better on the other side of it. I don't really know why it takes people so long to move on from the past. If you
Hmm.
figure it out, definitely let me know, because that is an internal battle I feel like I
Yeah.
am continuing to try to learn
It's a
from.
very human thing, and we always remember the good things. We forget about the bad things. It's like it's just interesting how that
Mhm.
works. But
Yeah, but
anyway.
the moment you make the decision of, okay, I'm going to let this go,
Hmm.
um, it's like that new Taylor Swift song. I don't know if you listen to Evermore.
I have listened to it. Probably not as much as you, but I've listened to Evermore.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. Yeah. So happiness, it's kind of like a similar theme. I feel like, there was happiness before you, and there was happiness because of you. And this couple is parting ways, but she is still bringing so much light to, even though this did not work out, I can identify that,
Totally.
because of me, because of you, we shared and we created happiness and light.
100%. And
And I
there's
love that theme.
yeah, and new blessings come that you
And
didn't
new
know
blessings coming. And
that you didn't
Mustang,
know were done.
yeah, I don't think I recognized that when I was writing Mustangs, of all this happiness that would come
Oh yeah,
after it and all the happiness that was before it. But now in perspective, playing that song,
absolutely,
definitely.
absolutely, absolutely. Like I got through a tough, like whatever. I got through like I hate to bring it up, but I went through a divorce, and now I'm here. I'm in Nashville. Like all these things are happening, and it's like you never know. There's
You're an
always blessings.
entrepreneur, you started
Oh,
this
look at
whole
you.
platform. Like, yeah, exactly. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow. No less 10 years from now. So,
Amazing, Allison. I'm
yeah.
telling you, it's a very powerful EP. But let's talk about Taylor Swift for a second, because you brought it up. You brought it
Okay.
up.
Opening the
Okay,
can
so
of worms. All
I
right.
he- I hear that you are you know a tentative fan, a slight fan. Let's
Yes.
just say there's photos out there of the Fearless tour, of a big smiling, just
I
the
have,
best.
I know I'm a rambler, so I'll keep this story really quick.
Okay, no, 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 I love it.
But yes, always been a T Swift fan
Hmm.
from the first album. I think
What
I,
is the most underrated Taylor Swift album?
well,
It doesn't get enough respect.
that doesn't get enough respect. I feel
Yes.
like they all get so much respect because her fans are like insanely loyal. So I don't want to get like, attacked by them if I say that. Okay, I think Speak Now is probably, in my opinion, I mean, I love them all, and I feel even like I'm cheating the other ones for saying this. But I think Speak Now, because I could be wrong. I will have to fact check this after, but I'm pretty sure Speak Now is an album that she wrote completely by herself with little to no co-writers. Like if you look at the song credits, it's like Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift. She's written all of her songs because she
Yeah.
is Taylor Swift, and she's
She's amazing.
She's amazing, amazing
She's
writer, just an amazing. She observes human nature in a way that inspires me so much to want to observe that in my songs. And that's really, I think, the crux of songwriting for me, and songwriting that I love to listen to and music I love, is when I hear an artist and I hear a writer just, they observe the little quirks of what it is to be human and what it is to be awkward in love and to fall deeply in love. And she observes it in a way that's not just like, in this like cliche way. She says it in a way that's just like so human and so real. And she can have the simplest line, and then you could be thinking about that line for like in happiness, like there was happiness, because of you. I'm like, I could be thinking about that line for
sure.
But
That's
anyway,
that's when you know an artist is good, when you connect to a song like in the most random moment months after. You're
yeah,
like, oh, I got it. Shit.
I know
Yeah.
there's still songs like Hoax off Folklore. I'm like, will I ever understand that song? I don't know, but it's
when you
beautiful.
least expect it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But okay, so Speak Now, I think underrated. How I became a big Swiftie, from album one, really loved it. Teardrops on My Guitar, obsessed. But then the Fearless tour comes around, already a big Taylor Swift fan. I was such a big Taylor Swift fan. But
We're gonna put that photo, like we're gonna edit it in at this part because people need to see your smile.
okay. Yes, I think I was in sixth or seventh grade. I don't know. I would have to fact check that and let you know. But there was a Chicago radio station that was doing a ticket giveaway for the
Oh my
Fearless
God.
tour,
Right.
and I was calling in, of course, every morning. And the whole contest was they play a clip of her song each day, Monday through Friday, and then have callers guess which song it was. They give away the tickets if you guessed it right, and each day it got harder. And I finally got through on Friday the front row tickets, and they played a snippet of what was actually White Horse. And I guessed an underrated B-side. I guessed like, oh, it's Tell Me Why. Why would they ever play Tell Me Why? Or like, it was like, Hey, Steven. And they were like, no, ma'am, I'm so sorry, it's wrong. And so out of sheer reaction, I just kept guessing. And they were like, only one guess per contestant. And then they like cut me off. And I was heartbroken and devastated. And I of course was just super upset. And my dad took me to Sam Ash guitar store in Lombard, and he bought me the Fearless guitar book. And so then I went home and like taught myself all of the songs off Fearless on guitar. And I still have that guitar book. I have like many Taylor Swift guitar books.
I love it.
That I did as a kid, and made me feel better. And then my mom, who has a lucky horseshoe everywhere she goes, 2 weeks later, that devastating moment, she just took us to the mall because she heard that the same radio station was going to do a giveaway, but it was a raffle. And she put our name in, and we won backstage passes and tickets. And I'm like,
oh my God. See, that's what I'm saying. The universe is just different timings, Allison, what we were talking about.
Yeah. And so that's how I met her on the Fearless tour. I think I blacked out the whole time. It was
epic story.
She was dating Taylor Lautner at the time. He was backstage.
I remember Taylor Lautner.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, that was a lot of Taylor Swift.
No, I was actually, you've been so generous with your time, but I had to ask about Taylor Swift. And actually, I do want to play a little game with you.
Oh, okay.
We've been playing it lately. It's called Flip the Tune.
Okay.
So normally what we do is we play the artist like 3 of their songs, 10-second snippets in reverse. Okay. See how well you know your songs. Okay. But
Jamie, this is triggering to me that I got the whole Taylor Swift contest wrong, and I guessed the wrong song. I'm going to guess my own song wrong.
No. Well, listen, we're going to do one of your songs, and we're going to do 2 Taylor Swift songs.
Oh my God. Okay. So you're going to play it backwards?
Yes. So we're going to first do 2 Taylor Swift songs and then one of yours. Backwards, 10 seconds. Okay? Because like this is the ultimate like Taylor Swift.
So terrible at these games. Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so Flip the Tune with Allison Mahal. So her new EP, Me Now, amazing. Check it out. But we're gonna do Flip the Tune with Taylor Swift songs first. You ready, Allison?
No, but let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Let's see. All right, Taylor Swift song, 10 seconds on reverse. Here we go.
Oh wait, okay. So it's definitely off the first album. Wait, okay, first I thought it was hold your eyes, just wait and see. Okay, no, and then I heard t-shirt. Okay, oh God.
It's hard.
Oh my gosh. Am I correct that it's from the first album?
Okay,
No.
I'm not supposed to help you, but okay, I'll give you a hint. It's not. It's not from the first album.
Dang. Okay, well then, okay. I have no idea.
No idea? All right, it's You Belong With Me.
I'm so embarrassed.
No,
Everyone,
it's
oh my
hard.
God.
It's hard. Let's do it again. You see,
Oh,
it's hard. It's hard.
I
It's
heard
hard.
Bleachers in there. I heard,
know.
yeah, okay.
Listen, I don't blame you. Okay, let's go with the second one. This is also a Taylor Swift, and then we'll finish off with one of
You're
yours.
doing this to me. Okay, let's do it.
All right. Here we go. Flip the tune.
I've got to go up from here. If I at least have to make a guess. Okay. Style? Is it Style? Is it Wild? Is it something from 1989?
It is something from 1989.
Oh my. Can you play it again?
Sure. I'm bending all the rules for you, Allison. Okay, let's do it again.
We know I'm not really gonna get it, so. No idea. Wait. No idea. I'm
Blank space.
all the Swifties are gonna come for me. They're gonna be
that's
like,
rough.
fake fan. And I feel like most people who are great at these games would take 2 listens and they'd be like, blank space, or give me a challenge. And I'm like, what did she say in reverse? Okay, that was
No, it's hard. It's hard actually. Like, there's not a lot of giveaways. You know, like when we've done this, some of the songs have giveaways, like a falsetto or something. Not Taylor Swift. She's pretty, you know.
You're just being very kind.
No, it's true. Okay, let's go with one of yours.
Okay,
let's.
don't bend the rules. Don't make any exceptions.
No. Yeah, because this is like the proper game, like one of your own songs on Flip the Tune. All right, 10 seconds. Allison Mahal, guessing your own song in reverse. Away we go.
October.
Yes. Let's enjoy it. Sounds good. There you go.
Fun fact about some of that production is actually in reverse. It's like a little trick my producers like to do with some of the I don't know, like any like guitars or synth or whatever. That bridge is like, I don't know what they do. They like freeze the track and then they reverse it. So you're actually hearing a reverse sound in the bridge.
I love it. I love it. Well, Allison, you've been so generous with your time. This was so fun.
Well, thank you for having me. It's
absolutely. Like you said, huge fans of you as an artist, huge fans of you as a person, the whole thing. You know, can't, like, whenever this is over and you start jamming all over Music City, we will be there.
Okay.
Enjoying. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend, Allison.
You enjoy your Saturday.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.